Hello, English speakers. Welcome to SNS. I am Martin, your English practicing partner. This is episode 3 of our English Fluency Practice series. This session of English Fluency Practice is designed for beginner and intermediate English learners. Here, you'll learn how to speak natural English through interesting stories. So don't miss any video from this series. Keep learning English with Sir Native Speaker. After this session, you will truly feel a change in your English speaking skills. Today, we are going to shadow a story. This shadowing practice is very helpful for learning daily conversational English, whether for class, the office, or any test or interview. Even if you are a beginner, it will be very useful for starting your English learning journey. Your job is simple. Listen to me carefully and try to copy the words, tone, and rhythm. And if you find any word difficult, don't worry. I'll explain everything after the story, so keep watching until the end. If you found this video helpful, all can relate to it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and give the video a thumbs up. It will help other learners discover this video too. If you want to watch more videos from this series, check out the description. As Nelson Mandela once said that, it always seems impossible until it's done. So try to speak English from today, and you will truly improve in no time. So take a cup of coffee and let's start. The air was cold, and the first snowflakes of winter had started to fall. The garden that once bloomed with colors now lay quiet under a silver sheet of frost. Only one flower remained, a single red rose standing proudly in the cold wind. Its petals were soft but fading, as if holding on to one last breath of life. In a small cottage near that garden lived Lily, a gentle young woman who loved her flowers more than anything else. She spent every morning talking to them as if they could hear her. But this winter was different. Her garden had withered early, and most of her flowers had already died. Only that one rose remained. Lily would wrap herself in her old wool shawl, walk into the garden, and whisper softly, "You're still here, still fighting the cold. You're stronger than I am." She smiled sadly, touching the fragile petals. That rose reminded her of someone. Daniel, the man she had loved and lost. Daniel had been a soldier, brave and full of life. Before he left for war the year before, he had planted that rose bush for her. "So you'll have something to remember me by," he said, pressing her hand. She had laughed softly then. "You talk as if you're not coming back." He smiled, brushing the snow from her hair. "I'll come back, Lily. I promise." But seasons changed, and the letters stopped coming. The war had ended, yet there was no sign of Daniel. People in the village whispered that he might not have survived, but Lily refused to believe it. Every morning, she looked at the path leading to the hills and whispered, "He'll come back. I know he will." Days grew shorter and the winter colder. One evening, the snow began to fall heavily. Lily sat by the window, staring at the rose outside. Its petals trembled in the wind, but it still stood tall. "You're not giving up," she murmured. "Neither will I." As night fell, the storm grew stronger. The wind howled through the cracks of the cottage, and Lily could barely see the garden through the snow. Her hands were cold, but her heart ached more than her body. She thought of Daniel, his voice, his laughter, his promise. "Where are you?" she whispered, tears rolling down her cheeks. The next morning, when the storm finally stopped, Lily rushed outside. Her feet sank into the snow as she reached the garden. Her heart dropped. The rose was gone. The stem was bent, the petals scattered across the snow. She fell to her knees, gently touching what was left. "No," she whispered, "not you too." For the first time in months, Lily felt truly alone. She went back inside, sat near the fire, and closed her eyes. Her heart whispered, "He's gone, and now even his rose is gone." The warmth of the fire could not melt the cold inside her. Just then, there was a knock at the door. It was soft at first, then louder. She frowned. Who could be out in this weather? Wrapping her shawl around her, she opened the door and froze. There stood a man, covered in snow, his face pale, but his eyes alive, those same brown eyes she had once known so well. "Daniel," she breathed. He smiled weakly. "Lily, I told you I'd come back." Her hands trembled as she touched his face, hardly believing what she saw. "You're real. You're here." He nodded slowly. "It took me a long time to find my way home. The war ended, but I was injured. I had to stay until I could walk again." Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "I thought you were gone forever." Daniel took her hands gently. "Every day I thought of you. And the garden. The rose I planted for you kept me alive. It reminded me there was still something waiting for me. Someone." Lily laughed through her tears. "The rose, it was still blooming until last night. The storm took it." Daniel smiled softly. "Then it waited for me, just like you did." She pulled him inside, helped him sit by the fire, and wrapped him in a blanket. They sat in silence for a while, just holding hands, as if trying to make up for all the lost time. After some time, Daniel said quietly, "When I was away, I saw so much loss, so much pain. But what kept me strong was the thought of your heart, the way you love, the way you wait. You're like that rose, Lily. Even in the hardest winter, you keep blooming." Lily looked at him, her eyes soft and full of light. "And you're like the sun," she said. "You always come back, even after the darkest nights." Outside, the snow began to melt slowly. The air turned calm, and the first sign of spring whispered through the wind. Lily and Daniel stepped out together, their footprints side by side. When they reached the garden, Lily gasped softly. There, in the same spot where the rose had fallen, a new green bud was pushing through the snow. Daniel smiled, holding her close. "See, some things don't die. They just wait for the right moment to live again." She leaned her head on his shoulder. "Just like us." From that day on, the cottage was no longer quiet. The garden soon came alive again, brighter than ever before. People in the village often said that Lily's garden bloomed earlier than anyone else's, as if it carried the warmth of two hearts that had never stopped believing. And every winter, when the first snow began to fall, a single red rose always bloomed, strong, beautiful, and full of life. A living memory of a love that waited through every season. This story teaches us about love, hope, patience, faith, courage, and resilience. It reminds us that even in life's coldest winters, hope can keep our hearts warm, and love, when true, always finds its way back. Now, it's time to explain the meanings of the most difficult words from the story, along with their contextual usage and one simple alternative that you can use in your daily conversations. Word number 1, withered, meaning dried up or faded because of age or lack of water. Example, her garden had withered early, and most of the flowers had died. Alternative, dried, shriveled. Word number 2, fragile, meaning easy to break or damage, delicate. Example, Lily touched the fragile petals of the last rose carefully. Alternative, delicate, breakable. Word number 3, whispered, meaning spoke very softly so only one person could hear. Example, she whispered, "He'll come back, I know he will." Alternative, word number 4, shivering, meaning shaking slightly from cold or fear. Example, She stood shivering in the cold wind. Alternative, trembling, quivering. Word number 5, scattered, meaning spread around in different places. Example, the rose petals were scattered across the snow. Alternative, spread, dispersed. Word number 6, frowned, made a serious or unhappy face. Example, she frowned when she heard the knock at the door. Alternative, scowled, looked displeased. Word number 7, trembled, meaning shook slightly, often from emotion or cold. Example, her hands trembled as she opened the door. Alternative, shook, quivered. Word number 8, injured, meaning hurt physically, wounded. Example, Daniel told her he had been injured in the war. Alternative, hurt, wounded. Word number 9, resilience, meaning the ability to recover quickly after difficulties. Example, the rose showed resilience by blooming again after the storm. Alternative, strength, toughness. Word number 10, faith, meaning strong belief or trust even without proof. Example, Lily's faith in Daniel never faded, even after many months. Alternative, trust, belief. All for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the story and learned some new words and expressions. Keep practicing every day, and you'll see great improvement in your English. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss any future lessons. Thank you so much for watching. Stay motivated, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and take care. Finally, now that we've spoken, everything is over. I apologize for any delay in my system. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for any inconvenience. I truly apologize. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry to your family. I'm sorry for any disappointing scene for me. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I'm very sorry. 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 I'm very sorry.